The year 2024 saw 12 homicides in Wichita Falls, including the tragic murders of a woman and her unborn child. Daryl Franklin and Curtis Jackson look back on the cases handled by the WFPD, beginning with the robbery turned shootout at Country Park Apartments.
Just a few weeks after the year began, 3 people were shot, including the victim, during a robbery at Country Park Apartments on Professional Drive. It happened Sunday night, January 21st. One of the wounded men told officers 2 other armed men tried to rob him. He said that's when he pulled out a gun and shots were fired. 32-year-old Quincy Moore died at the hospital. 32-year-old Sidney Brown died a couple of weeks later. Their deaths were found to be justifiable homicides. On the afternoon of February 22nd, officers responded to the 4800 block of Marshall Lane for a report of about 10 gunshots, then yelling, followed by more gunshots. Police found Raymond Riki, who's now 62, outside his home with a revolver in his hand, leading to a short standoff with police when he initially would not drop it. Riki's brother, 69-year-old Stanley Riki, was deceased in the backyard. A witness told officers Riki shot his older brother and said Riki also fired at him, but he was not injured. After a guilty plea on December 13th in 78th District Court, Riki was sentenced to 45 years for murder, 20 years for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The sentences will be served concurrently. Just before midnight on May 6th, Wichita Falls police responded to a welfare check at a home in the 100 block of Patterson. There, they found 28-year-old Trevanian Mitchell dead in front of the home with a gunshot wound to the head. A witness at the scene told police Mitchell was carrying an AK-47 assault rifle wrapped in clothing, cradled in his arms, as well as other items in his hands. The witness said he heard the rifle go off, and when he turned around, Mitchell was lying on the ground. On July 12th, the WFPD reported this fatal shooting that was first believed to be an accident is now being investigated as a homicide. So far, no arrests. On May 12th, police responded to the 1400 block of New Haven and found 31-year-old Darren Royer Jr. with a left eye injury. Royer could not explain how he was injured, and people on scene were not cooperative. It was later determined he had a pellet in his brain from a pellet gun, and he died from his injury. Then, on the morning of May 23rd, 34-year-old Darren Jerome King was found in a backyard chicken coop and was arrested following a manhunt in the Sunnyside neighborhood. Then in August, he was cleared of a charge of murdering Royer. King has a lengthy, violent criminal history and faces further charges, police say, after threatening a woman with a hammer and bolt cutters in early December. Late on the night of May 28th, 23-year-old Jordan Jones was shot twice, police say, during an attempted robbery near Wichita and Calhoun. Victims told officers they'd left their apartment to go to the store when 2 black males in black hoodies and ski masks pulled out handguns, one telling them to give them everything they had. They said Jones jumped forward and tried to grab the gun before shots were fired. In late August, 18-year-old Traquan Elan, who was 17 at the time of the shooting, and 18-year-old Cortez Banks were each indicted by a Wichita County grand jury for capital murder, 4 counts of aggravated robbery, and 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They could face the death penalty. On June 20th, police responded to a call about gunshots in the 1500 block of Smith Street, where they found Brandon Clampet dead near his driveway with a gunshot wound to the chest. They believe Clampet was killed during a drug deal that turned into his attempted robbery. On July 13th, M.H. Griffin III and Marquand Griffin were both booked into the Wichita County Jail for capital murder. It was reported on October 9th the 2 are now indicted on those charges. At around 12:15 early in the morning of Saturday, June 22nd, officers responded to reports of gunshots at High Point Village Apartments. When police arrived, they discovered 21-year-old Alisia Elias and 22-year-old Abelino Gonzalez Jr. in the parking lot, both with gunshot wounds. Elias was pronounced dead at the scene, while Gonzalez was taken to United Regional, where he was later pronounced dead. According to witnesses, the two were arguing as they walked away from the apartment, and then Gonzalez began shooting at Elias before shooting himself. Witnesses told officers Elias was possibly pregnant with Gonzalez's child. Then, on July 17th, police confirmed the number of homicides in Wichita Falls for the year was rising by one, with the addition of a second victim in this murder-suicide. Police confirmed Elias was pregnant at the time. In the early morning hours of September 14th, Giovanni Caesar was shot in the head and killed in the parking lot of West End Pub and Pool. On September 26th, police said that they have seen evidence, multiple video recordings, and witness statements to justify a murder charge against 20-year-old Marcus Fonseca. Police say Caesar is seen walking at a normal, non-aggressive pace before a gun flash is seen and he falls to the ground. In late November, following an autopsy and a 3-month investigation, a Wichita Falls woman was charged with murder in connection with a fatal drug overdose at the Days Inn on August 24th. 40-year-old Heather Boswell was arrested at the Wayfair Motel. During questioning, police say Boswell admitted she injected 64-year-old Michael Newcomb twice with liquid methamphetamine before his overdose. She, too, is now charged with murder. With a look back at the homicides of 2024, I'm Darrell Franklin, KFDX 3 News.